I'm Holly Schindler, author, illustrator, and writing teacher. I've been a full-time writer since 2001. In that time, my own process, drafting, revising, has changed quite a bit. And alongside that, most of the advice that I give young writers has changed as well. And I wanted to share a piece of advice today that I used to give all the time, used to just swear by it, and now I don't give this advice at all. The reason I gave that advice was I really felt like that was the one way to guarantee you would keep your momentum going as you were drafting a book. I was always afraid when I was working through my own first drafts that if I stopped writing for a few days, I would just lose my rhythm and I would never be able to fall back into it. So I used to swear that the best way to maintain your momentum was to do some work every day, was to put words on the page every day. But I know now you don't have to do that. And there are absolutely additional ways to keep your momentum going, even when you are not putting words on the page every day.
Let's be honest. Writing a book is like running a marathon. You do need to train. You need to show up regularly. You need stamina. You don't just sit around binge watching Netflix and then roll out of bed on race day, stretch out the calves and run. But you don't need to train 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's how you get injured, and it's how you burn out. So, no, I don't insist that you just put the butt in the seat every single day. I don't recommend sitting around and waiting for the lightning of inspiration to strike either, though. There is a happy medium, a way to maintain your momentum in your book and also not kill yourself with self imposed word counts or decide that because you didn't write your 1,000 or more words today, you're a failure and you'll never get your book done. So, I do have some ideas for keeping that momentum going when you are not actively writing. Try a micro connection. Don't have a ton of time? Reread a section of your book. Maybe rework a sentence or an opening paragraph. Play with titles. Brainstorm character development. The idea here is that you do not let this story go cold. You stay connected to the work. You keep it simmering. Try feeding the well. Read fiction. Analyze what's working and what isn't. Watch your favorite show and analyze what works there too. Brainstorm backstories for the people you see sitting around you in the coffee shop. The idea here is to just keep that writer brain active. Watch the world like a writer. Try designating thinking days. Carve out some time to just think about your story. Take a walk while thinking about the plot. Think about your character development while cooking. The idea is you are determined on these days not to put a single word down on the page. I cannot believe how important this step is in my own work. Now, you will never finish your book if you don't, in fact, do some writing. But instead of insisting on writing every single day, try just deciding which specific days of the week you are going to set aside for writing. Now, just as an example, earlier this year, I launched a podcast with my brother. We have set aside days of the week that we're going to work on it. Friday at lunch, we brainstorm the next episode. Saturday morning, we record. Sunday afternoon, I edit. But the point is, this leaves the rest of our days open for both of us to work on other projects and tasks we need to get to. And you can absolutely do something similar when you schedule your writing. But be sure not to feel like you've completely blown it when life gets in the way and, you have to be somewhere else on your scheduled writing day. Just be willing to shuffle. Try leaving on a cliffhanger. Chapter ending cliffhangers make readers want to come back for more, and ending on a cliffhanger will make you want to get back to your work too. This one really helps maintain the joy and excitement surrounding your writing project. The point is, you just want to be excited to get back to your work. Try talking it out. Tell the story to your friends, maybe even narrate it into your phone. Now, you are not reading your manuscript word for word here. You're just telling the story the way you tell the story to your friend about something funny that had happened to you that day. The idea here is that hearing your story back can sometimes help you recognize plot holes. Stories do not just live on the page. Try binge writing. Some of us do better writing in really short spurts many times during the day. Some writers are far better off when they can write, say, once or twice a week in really long bursts. This is just your friendly reminder that you need to do what feels natural to you. Don't worry about how other writers write. Write in the way that is best for you. And I really suggest that you track your creative work. Keep a success journal. But when I say success journal, this is not for publications and signed contracts and champagne moments. This is about you celebrating your creative breakthroughs and the fact that you pushed through hard times.
But something kind of amazing happened when I stopped writing every day. I was able to think more. I could actually think about my characters, think about my plot. I could think about the process of drafting, the process of revising, what it meant to connect to a reader. Want to know what I think the real key to finishing a draft is these days? I think it's joy, even more than momentum. I think it's joy. And the way to keep the joy in your writing is to keep loving your story. You can't love your story if you are insisting that you stick to just crazy word count goals every day and some arbitrary write every day rule. So the best thing you can do is to keep the joy and ditch the arbitrary rules. As I tell my students and editorial clients, every good story deserves to be on the bookstore shelf. And it is my pleasure and honor to help other authors get their stories on the shelf. So until next time, catch you later, guys.